Lammas, celebrated on August 1st, marks a subtle but powerful shift in the wheel of the year. The name comes from the Old English hlaafmas, or loaf mass, and at its heart, Lammas is a festival of the first fruits, especially grain. It is a time to acknowledge the land's generosity, to honor the work that has gone into growth, and to begin the sacred turning inward that leads toward autumn. Though it's easy to overlook in our digital age, Lammas speaks to something ancient in us, the instinct to pause between seasons, to gather and give thanks, and to recognize that what we harvest is not only food, but the fruits of our labor, choices, relationships, and dreams. Long before Lammas became associated with Christian traditions, it was celebrated in Celtic and pre-Christian pagan cultures as Lu Nasa, in honor of the sun god Lugh, a deity of light, skills, leadership, and the harvest. According to legend, Lugh instituted the festival in memory of his foster mother, Tailtiu, who died of exhaustion after clearing land for agriculture. In her honor, games were held, and the people gathered to feast, trade, marry, and prepare for the hard work of the full harvest ahead. Lu Nasa festivals were not quiet spiritual affairs. They were boisterous, social, and rooted in community. Farmers and craftspeople would travel miles to attend. Hand fastings, trial marriages, often took place, along with competitions, storytelling, and music. These gatherings recognize the interconnectedness of human effort and nature's cycles, that survival and joy alike required both the fruits of the field and the bonds of society. The rituals of Lammas revolve around transformation, from seed to stalk, from grain to flour, from dough to bread. At a symbolic level, this mirrors the transformation of the self, from intention to action, from dreaming to doing, and eventually from effort to letting go. Bread baking is the most enduring and meaningful ritual. In ancient times, the first sheaf of grain would be harvested, ground, and made into a sacred loaf. The first loaf, to offer back to the land or to bless the home. Making bread by hand is a ritual in itself. You mix earth from grain, water, air from yeast, and fire into something nourishing. It is a tangible act of alchemy. Corn dollies woven from the last sheaf of wheat or barley represent the spirit of the harvest. These figures were kept in homes through the winter to bless the hearth and ceremonially returned to the fields in spring, a symbol of the grain god's rebirth and the land's promise to rise again. Offerings and altars are another key part of Lammas. People decorate their altars with wheat stalks, sunflowers, apples, berries, and loaves of bread. Some traditions involve burying part of the first harvest in the earth as an offering, a way to say thank you and to ensure future fertility. Others place food under the full moon or offer it to animals and birds. Bonfires and feasting round out the celebration. Fire represents the sun at its peak and the power of transformation. Friends and families gather to share meals made from fresh produce, tomatoes, squash, corn, berries, and herbs. It's a time to taste what the earth has given and to recognize that abundance is not just material. It's communal, emotional, and spiritual too. We may no longer live by the harvest, but we all live by effort. We plant seeds in the form of goals, relationships, projects, and we hope they will grow. Lammas asks us to take stock. What is ripening in my life? What is ready to be gathered? What needs to be cut away so something else can thrive? It's also a reminder to rest, to gather not only crops but strength, to celebrate what has been accomplished before pushing forward. You don't need to be a farmer to celebrate Lammas. You don't need a bonfire or a loaf of barley bread. You only need to pause, to honor the growth that has taken place, and to give thanks. Whether by writing a gratitude list, sharing a meal made with intention, or simply walking outside and noticing the fullness of the earth, Lammas invites you to root yourself in the now. More than any other seasonal festival, Lammas speaks to the beauty of enough. Not perfection, not finality, just enough. Enough growth, enough food, enough warmth, enough effort to carry us into the next phase. It is not the grand finish, but the quiet beginning of the winding down. The bread is broken. The grain has fallen. The work continues, but for now, we stop. We share. We honor. We remember. All life begins in the soil, and all gratitude returns to it.